Netshirian.
Hello and welcome to the Cybersecurity Q&A. Today's question, what exactly is risk appetite? And do you know what yours is? Well, first of all, this is a popular term with IT security leaders. And the idea is to convey the level of risk that an organization is willing to accept while pursuing its objectives and before any action is thought to be necessary in order to reduce the risk. That's the level of risk appetite. This risk appetite varies based on industry, on company culture, on what the competitors are doing, the objectives of the business, and of course, the financial strength to invest in security. So, then how is this term misunderstood? Well, by non IT people, there are two common misconceptions when you throw the word risk appetite around. One is that it is, in fact, the appetite for risk, sort of like, the way chocolate appetite is the craving for chocolate. And of course, we can all agree that there's no such thing as too much chocolate, right? But in fact, when it's used by IT security leaders, the meaning of risk appetite is the exact opposite. It's not the appetite for risk, but it's the residual risk that's left over when the money runs out. Another common misconception is that business people are conditioned to think greater the risk, greater the reward. So when you say risk appetite, well, if you have a large appetite, that must mean that the potential reward is in fact much larger. But again, it's the complete opposite meaning when used by IT security team. The greater the risk, in fact, the greater the cost of failure, the greater the hurt that the organization is going to feel. No upside to this. And so, what's the result when IT leaders remain mired in their own world of technology and techno speak and won't understand how to speak the language of business? Well, the problem comes that effectiveness is decreased. This causes a disconnect between the IT folks and the business leaders, and there's frustration on both sides due to poor communication. So, what can you do? Well, first of all, explain clearly and often when you use ambiguous terms like risk appetite, exactly what they mean to all the folks in the room, especially the non technical business leaders. But also, you could consider a different word. How about failure tolerance instead of risk appetite? Failure tolerance indicates that this is how often the company experiences security failures and still allow it to function. And then how big these failures can be, and they can still be tolerable to the business and its objectives. Of course, as failures increase, the business will struggle to meet its goals. But as an IT security leader, your mission is to negotiate with upper management a suitable level of security investment. This means that you must present the levels of failure and ask for choices and the resulting instability and the tolerance for it. So, risk appetite is something that is important. It's something that you should know. And it's something that you should negotiate with business leaders in order to define it for your business. Thank you for your attention. I hope this was useful.
Netshirian.